Well, Arsenal last kicked the game of football this season on the 26th of February 2025, and they drew with Newcastle 0-0, and obviously their chances to win the trophy went ahead obviously implode, and their statements that Mikel Arteta went ahead obviously put out onto the return of Bukayo, Saka and Martinelli, and mathematically Arsenal is still into what we call the title race. You understand? But they can only be the title race if at all they continue to win all the games they really have. You know, they are left with 11, 12 games, and if they win all those games, they would have gone to collect 36 points. And them collecting 36 points, it can take them to, I think, 90 points into the mix. But they have to see to it that obviously welcome Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, and their return is obviously going to be important onto them going to obviously put in a charge for the Premier League. Third video of the day, the microphone is really all set, and remember we are talking also Real Madrid, Vinicius Jr., and there is a very weird start that Madrid has gone ahead obviously hit all break as far as the last 5 seasons are really concerned. Remember, we are powered by Saint Maria Goret SS Katende, and they are calling in for registration of S1, S2, S3s and S5s. The registration is in progress. If at all you want to really register with them and you want to go to their website, go into the description box below and do the needful. Hit that link into the description box below and it will drive you directly to the website, or else call them on +256 702 478 536, or +256 702 564 109. And remember that you can as well email them onto that email you see there, and you will thank me later that I've gone ahead to really rescue the future of your child. So, St. Maria Goret SS Katende alongside Masaka Road, that's where they are. And if at all you obviously want to really create a bright future for your child, to be self-reliant, and he can create his own jobs after getting done at that school, do the needful, because they train the child the basics of life, survival skills that most of us never really got taught. You understand? But in this modern day and era, you need to obviously teach these students what we call the survival skills. And we are also powered by Mono Gadgets. If at all you need an affordable smartwatch, call them on +256 7099 88 665. That is Mono Gadgets for you. Now, after that game, Arteta was asked on when Martinelli and Saka will return, whether at the beginning of April or not. He said, I think so, but again, let's see how they evolve in the next few weeks to make the right steps. And then after that, they've been out for a long time. So we are going to have to integrate them as well gradually. They are evolving well, but they are still a bit far. He also added and said, we have a meeting tomorrow, that was on the 27th of February, to discuss where they are, especially Martinelli, who probably has a chance before Saka to come in. But how soon that is, we will have to see how it evolves in the next week or 10 days. Now, right now, the return of the two is really close. But who is more close to returning is Gabriel Martinelli. And the manager has gone ahead to really stipulate it very well that Gabriel Martinelli needs an assessment in the next 7 to 10 days, meaning that if you are to count from 27th, 28th, and other 8 days, that means 10th March. 10th March, that's when the manager is expecting for Martinelli to obviously return. And why is Martinelli very important? With Arsenal not having a centre forward or a player to lead the line, I think Martinelli is the number one candidate to obviously come up and obviously lead the line of Arsenal. That is it. That is it. He's the candidate to obviously come out and lead the line for Arsenal. And I think him coming in through will even reduce a little bit of pressure onto a player called Saka's return. Because for Bukayo Saka, I think they don't need to hurry him. But if both return, it will be something great. But Martinelli, if he's fit to play in the game of PSV away, that will be great. But you are going to wait to see what Arteta has to tell us in the press conference on Monday, and the press conference will be held down in Netherlands. But all in all, there is one thing you have to understand. Before they travel to Netherlands, they'll have to first train at the Sobha Reality Training Center and obviously get to know which players are back and which players are going to travel with the club of Arsenal. So let's obviously count that maybe on the weekend, that's when he returns. They are playing Manchester United away. There is PSV. There is Chelsea, and those are the next 4 games they are going to be playing. PSV home and away, United and Chelsea. Chelsea at home, Man United away. That is Arsenal. And I tell you what, if Arsenal can really maximize points in these 2 games of Manchester United and Chelsea, they'll stand a very huge chance to obviously come and play the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games in the Premier League, because Saka will be fully fit and back. Now, having Saka on the pitch, that means you obviously gonna really go ahead and really enjoy the ride. And when you look at the side of Liverpool, right? When you look on the side of Liverpool, from the first, they'll have to play Everton, they'll have to play Fulham, West Ham, Leicester City, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, they'll have to play Arsenal. So, Liverpool also has a very good fixture, and I think Arsenal can put a very huge chase onto the side of Liverpool if at all those 2 players will return in the remaining 10, 11 games. By the way, if those 2 really are back, I think Arsenal can find themselves really scoring goals for fun, especially when it comes to them doing what they're supposed to be doing, and at least give this league life again. Because as we speak, I don't see life in the league. It looks like it's a one-horse race. You understand? You can all agree with me that Arsenal losing to West Ham and drawing to Nottingham went ahead to obviously milk out all the eagerness and expectations into this title race. You understand? So we need these players to obviously return, but an update is going to be given to us by Mikel Arteta on Monday about who is back and who is not back. So don't be shocked tomorrow when you see Gabriel Martinelli training with the club of Arsenal in the last training session as they prepare to play PSV away in the Champions League. And for Arsenal, I think if they can really go and really get a result like a draw away, they can obviously kick off that game at the Emirates. That is it. So we are waiting for the updates, but there is some good news that these 2 are yet to return and play for the club of Arsenal. That is it. And most importantly, I think they should not hurry them back and focus so much on the Champions League, because I know Arsenal can knock out PSV in the Champions League without Bukayo Saka or Martinelli. But their next stage, they face the winner between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, meaning that it's really going to be hard for them to do the needful. So we are waiting to see how things really pan out. And that is a Saka Martinelli return very, very close. Unless they get a setback, but the managers confirmed to us that it's very close. And it being close, obviously, means that Martinelli is the closest and Saka is closer. You understand? I've gone ahead to use 2 English words that obviously send a very clear picture on what we should really anticipate from these people in the mix. So after that, let's obviously go to Real Madrid as they lost to Rio Betis yesterday. Isco was the scorer of the winning goal. It was a penalty, and they lost by 2-1. Vinicius Jr. came up and obviously said the following, that a bad game yesterday for everyone, but that is it. Let Tuesday be crazy at the Bernabeu. We need you. See you there. On Tuesday, they are obviously going to be facing a team called Atletico Madrid. Kylian Mbappe was like in the Champions League, he once obviously faced Real Madrid, but he was really subbed off when they are really playing a side called Rio Betis. And the manager came out and told us that he was really looking bad and his performances were not really top notch as anticipated. So him having gone ahead obviously have a very bad game, he's like, we need the fans at the Bernabeu, because Atletico Madrid is really very, very dangerous. If you look at the quality they are really having, they can obviously shock Real Madrid. You know, Atletico is really, really crazy, and this is a derby though. Though most of the times they've gone ahead to really win these games as Real Madrid. So Atletico Madrid has to do a lot to obviously see to it that they do the needful. And when you look at Atletico Madrid and how they've been faring in the Copa del Rey, they went ahead obviously draw 4-4 with Barcelona. You know, that was I think in the midweek. You understand? And they are set to play their second leg on 2nd April. So over the weekend, Atletico Madrid beat Atletico Bilbao by 1-0, and Tuesday they go to Bernabeu to face Real Madrid. And remember, the second leg is going to be played on the 12th of March at the Metropolitano Stadium. So it sends shockwaves to all Real Madrid fans, because it's really going to be a highly competitive game. And with this start, all Real Madrid fans should obviously get worried, because we've been told by Relevo that Real Madrid has conceded 9 penalties so far this season, the most in the last 5 seasons. And remember, they are still having very many games to play. Now, if you're really having very many games to play, and you're having like a quarter of games to play, and in 3 quarters you've gone ahead to really concede 9 penalties, that means per quarter, you know, you've been conceding like 3 penalties in the first 3 quarters, meaning that you might also have a balance of 3 penalties in the remaining quarter. So with the quality of Atletico Madrid, you fear a little bit for the side of Real Madrid. And I think tomorrow I'll obviously come up here and put up a very huge story about these games, you know, because we're having Arsenal PSV, we're having Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, big games that we are obviously going to be watching. When you look at the side of Atletico Madrid, they really have workhorses in De Paul, Simeone, there is Gallagher, you know, and now they do have a lot of quality in Griezmann and Alvarez. That is the side of Atletico Madrid. There is Soloth, you know, that giant who plays with Erling Haaland at the Norwegian national team, you know. So there is Thomas Lehmer. There are very many players that can obviously come off the bench and really change the beautiful game of football. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about Bukayo, Saka, Martinelli return very close. Do you think they've hurried them, or it's high time they really showed up onto the pitch to obviously save the season of Arsenal? And what do you make about Vinicius Jr.? Do you think they'll obviously have a very good Atletico Madrid in the game? They're obviously going to be facing off one another in the Champions League quarter finals. I'm out. Bye-bye.